Hey there, good morning. Happy Monday. I am Colin with ModGolf. Welcome to ModGolf Live. I think as you know by now, we're all about having fun here with golf. If you can't have fun, why are you doing it in the first place? And that's one of our pillars here with ModGolf, has been since day one, since 2017. My gosh, over 9 years ago. There you go. We're going to have some fun today. And today, fun is through what we are wearing. And I am proudly wearing what we're going to be talking about today, and that is with Big Mouth Golf. And I have the co-founder of Big Mouth Golf, and that is Raymond Bach. And Raymond's going to be joining me in just a moment here. But before we do that, hey, I'm going to welcome everybody here. This is an interactive show here. I know we got people jumping on and off here as we go here over this half hour that we're going to be talking to Ray. And hey, if you have any questions, put it in chat. I'll bring them up. I'll make you a star, part of the 15 minutes of fame there. That's what we're going to do here with ModGolf. But hey, before we get started here, I'm on the West Coast, so it's still the morning time for me. I know it's back east. So yeah, it's just after lunchtime there. So welcome everybody that's on the East Coast or anywhere around the world. I know with ModGolf, we've got people that join us from everywhere. So welcome. So hey, since it's still morning time for me, we're going to start with this. My Monday morning musings, the things that I see that are out there in golf, maybe even outside of golf. Just a couple quick things here today. Want to mention on social media, especially YouTube and also on Instagram, I've been doing the 100-day positivity project. I started this back in the summertime after I was having some health complications, had a surgery. Everything's fine now. Everything's going great. But you know what? Just looked at life and it's like, you know what? Got to embrace the positivity here. So I'm one of those people, I'm way too lazy to write anything down and journal something. So for me, my sense of journaling was to do a little video. And I didn't do it every single day. I didn't say 100 consecutive days. Otherwise, I would have failed on about day 3. But I said it's going to be the 100-day positivity project. And today, a little later on, I'm going to be releasing the last and final one, the 100th positivity project post. So I've got to say this one is, I think, the best one of them all. Not going to do a major spoiler here, but a couple weeks ago, I was in Toronto where I was with my dad, and my dad turns 100 this year. So I thought, no brainer, the 100th positivity project post. My dad turns 100, and who knows what's going to come out of his mouth there. So yeah, going to post that one. I got to say, it's pretty awesome. So both on Instagram and on YouTube. So ModGolf Podcast. Follow us there. And yeah, that'll be the positivity project. And from there, I'm excited to announce I've got a partnership with Course Rev AI that we are going to be doing a daily post of what I see in the golf industry. What's new, what's innovative, what's awesome. And I'm going to be doing this with them, and I'm just gonna be calling this a ModGolf moment. So stay tuned for that one too. All right, that's enough about me. Those are my musings for today. Now's the time. I'm gonna bring them on, the star of the show. And there, Raymond, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you, Colin? It's great to be here.
Great. I've got to say, we had a bit of a panic. We're going to talk about this.
Yes.
You know, we were struggling to get the technology to work here for you. I was thinking, oh, we're going to have to not go live today. But you know what? You and I, we persevered. We made it happen. That shows your entrepreneurial grit.
Yes, desperation, as it were.
There we go. We stuck with it. Okay, yes, so Raymond, you and I have known each other for what, 4, 5, 6 months now. Back and forth. So.
Yeah.
Love what you're doing. I love your energy, and I love to support the small entrepreneurs.
Right.
Kind of the scrappy startups in the golf space, and you definitely fit that mold. And
yes.
I am your model today. I know with here, I'll go up a little bit here. You can see I've got your
the Sandbagger. Yes, sir.
Sandbagger shirt on today here. I've got another one I'm going to show in a little bit also here, and also we're going to go to your website. But just love the fact you're having fun with golf, because golf can be so serious and so hard sometimes. So, hey, I want you to start off here, Ray. Why don't you let everyone know what's going on with Big Mouth Golf and the aha moment and why you're doing what you're doing?
Well, there was years ago. Actually, we have a character that represents big mouth golf. And years ago, my friend used to draw various characters of all his friends. And I'm not going to say which friend represents big mouth golf, but as somebody who certainly likes to talk a lot, so we figured that this character only needed the mouth. And myself personally, I've always loved the game of golf. I started when my dad got me hooked into it. And, he was a little more serious than I did. He'd always be out in the range, banging balls, playing again and again. I was the type of individual where I like to get it done on the course.
Right.
For me to hit 100, 200 balls, if I didn't see it going on a green, if I didn't, if I didn't see the end result there, I wasn't as excited. I wanted to get out there and play. So at one point I got down to about a 2 handicap. I tried to play in a couple state amateurs, but then again, I also played in some twilight leagues, they call, or beer leagues, to just have fun. And the aha moment came when I saw this drawing of this character. I said, you know what? There's golf industry is a very tough industry to break into. There's no doubt. There's the Shark, the Golden Bear, Nike, but I think there was something missing that spoke to fun. I know there's a lot of fun colors and fun designs, but I figured there were a lot of sayings that are known to golfers and a lot of sayings that aren't known to golfers. And we here at Big Mouth Golf are a very, very creative lot. Right now in the store, I believe we have 18 designs, and we have 3 more to come. One's called Bogey, the other is Foot Wedge, and Tight Lie. And we have the type of designs. Look, I used to belong to a country club called the Yanadasis. It was here in upstate New York, very well known. It was in a league with Oak Hill, Wanaka, and Bellevue, and that's probably one of the oldest interclub competitive events that's been around. I think over 100 years. Right. So I've done the country club thing, and like I said, I've golfed in beer leagues and the like. So we have designs: drive for show, putt for dough. You want the creme de la creme, perhaps, that the elite would like to wear. Then we have our designs that are a little more out there, a little more creative, a little more fun. Who doesn't like to go on the course and have a beer, or have something to help take the edge off during golf? So we try to have a design that relates to everybody. I've heard people tell me, Ray, you can have too many designs. And I say, nonsense. You can never have enough. I want this company to have a design for everybody. Or, you don't have to like 4 or 5 designs, but we're going to make sure that we have one for you. There's no doubt. That one you have right there, Sandbagger. We all know a lot of people like that, Colin. We all know a lot of people who come out to the first tee, and they say, I'm a 17, I'm an 18 handicap, and the next thing you know, they're shooting, 78. We've all seen it. We've all experienced it. I have as well. So there's a little bit. We've got the 19th hole, and I think everybody out there knows, it's the grill room, the 19th hole. After a tough day of 9 holes or 18 holes, basically I'd say about 95% of golfers can't wait to get in, talk about what they did or didn't do. And primarily, this character, you'll always notice that the mouth is open because the character always likes to talk about the game. Whether it's in a positive light, a negative light, he always likes to talk about the game. Hence, Big Mouth Golf.
Love this. Love this. Well, me wearing the Sandbagger shirt, I don't consider myself a sandbagger, but I was accused once. I'll tell you a quick story. This is about 3 years ago. I'm a 16 handicap. I was down a little bit lower than that. I think I was at a 13, and I was playing I'm here in Vancouver. We still play all year round because it's like Seattle. It's wet, but we don't get a lot of snow, so we can get out there and trudge around in the rain all winter and still play our plug balls. And I was playing in the what we call the Futter Mutter. So this is our winter match play league, and we have a group stage, and then it's kind of like the World Cup soccer that then you get out of your group stage and you go. So I was in my group stage. I was playing this guy I've never met before. He was new to our club, over 150 guys of our weekend men's group, and he's a 4 handicap. So he had to give me, I think he had to give me eight strokes or so for them. And I've never broken 80 before.
Right.
And I think my lowest, was like an 82. And so I'm always like around high 80s or so. That's kind of where I am with my handicap. I go out, play the round of my life. And he played very well too. Ended up beating him 4-3. I shoot 78. I wasn't even keeping track of my score. That's why otherwise I probably would have, pooped the bed and probably the bogey the last for an 81. And afterward, and he's the sweetest guy, this guy Damon,
Right.
sweetest guy ever. And he just kind of looks at me afterwards and just decided on the card. He's like, are you sure you're a 13
Yeah,
handicap?
that was the
Or 14,
polite
whatever it
way
is?
to ask. Yeah.
And he definitely thought I was Sandbag. And I said, dude, it's like, I have never broken 80 to ever in my life. You caught me on the day. And
Right.
so I shot 78, played the next match the following week, and I shot 98. So there you go.
Yeah, it all evens out. I have a story too. We were playing in that interleague I talked about. We went up to Oak Hill. I'm sure a lot of your viewers know Oak Hill, where they played the PGA and the U.S. Open. So we went up to play, and my friend and I had a match against two people from Oak Hill, and I believe one was like a 19-20 handicap, and the guy I had was maybe 11 or 12. And of course, we get out there. We're playing the first nine. I think this guy was one over, chipping in twice, doing everything from everywhere. And I thought, you know what? I shot 41. Everything's going to come back to the norm. So we get on the back nine. I birdied the 10th hole. You know, for me, this was like the week after the U.S. Open. So the rough was big. The greens were like glass. And so we're on 13th hole, and this guy's still playing well. I think he was like 3 over. And he says, would you boys like a drink? Sure. And I said, well, the 9th hole where there was an open bars a little ways back there, he goes, just a minute. So he took his cart, took a right, drove into the woods. He had a house right off the woods, came back with a couple of rum and cokes down on them. Still didn't help Colin. I ended up shooting 77. And I think it was the match was over after the 16th hole. But in this case, the guy was profusely apologizing. I've never played like this in a round of my life. And I said, you know what? You served me a good rum and coke. Lesson learned. Golf is the one sport or game that, you know, you're out there and you're battling the elements by yourself. There are things you can control. There are things you think you can control. And then there are things that you have no control over. And so, you know, a lot of our designs, like I said, we've got one for the slice, the hook. So we try and be expressive in every aspect of the game. And what I do is when, like, I'll be watching TV or if I'm reading a golf magazine and I pick up a saying, I say, you know what? I think that sounds good. Now, some of the people might look at our design and say, well, that's a little off color. Sure. Are there people with an off-color sense of humor who play the game? Yes, there are. Just like there are the country club folks. So again, we try and cater to. I believe you can cater and make everybody happy in some degree or not.
No, I love this. Love this. Okay, I got to go over to your website and we'll show some of the designs you have. But hey, I'll pull up this one here. So you sent me a couple of shirts.
Yes.
So we got this one here. So
Putt
there we
for
go.
dough.
We got the putt for dough here.
Oh, yes.
By the way, these shirts, the quality is really, really great, and the
Yes.
fit is like I love the shirt.
That is, I believe you have the Ogio. Yes, they're very well made, and we also have a less expensive brand as well, the Sport Tech, and we also have like a collared shirt. Now we have that, and that's a new era. And first of all, we have ladies golf shirts as well, and we have hats. But the thing is, you can wear big mouth golf, not just on the course, but off the course. And I'm not talking about the groom. I'm talking if you happen to stop at a bar for a beer, you know, something like that. And it's a conversation piece.
I was going to say, it's like, how
people
could it not be, right?
Yes, people will look at that. Where'd you get that? What's that? And that's being a startup. That's how we try and our groundswell. I'm very appreciative of what you're doing for me here today on something like this, on a platform like this. And if I can get others involved. We've called up, we've gone to stores, we've gone to country clubs around here, made the same offer with a discount. But I think sometimes people are a little, apprehensive. It's not a known entity, and that's fine. And I know golf is a very big industry, but I feel we have affordable prices within the world of golf. All your customers will know they have the code to use, and that'll give them a 10% discount and also free delivery.
There we go. There we go. I will bring up the code on the website in a minute.
Yes,
I want to
sir.
show this though on the back of the shirt. So you mentioned you've got your guy here, your big mouth guy. So you got that on every single shirt on the back. So people can it's a conversation starter coming and going, whether you're walking towards them or walking away. So
yes. And my dream is to see this maybe on the Nike tour one day, or someone strolling up the 18th at the Masters with one of those. I mean, is it a pie in the sky dream? Yes. But then again, what are dreams made for? That exact thing.
100%. Okay, I'm going to pull up your website here. Just hang tight here. All right. So there we go. So I've got
Yes, sir.
I've got
Yes, the Big Mouth. It's the online store, and up above when you go there, Colin, you will see a menu bar where if people click on that. It'll say shop Big Mouth Golf. We have some interesting TikTok videos featuring yours truly explaining the merits or the beginnings of the shirt. We have a photo gallery of perhaps 3 or 4 photos. In fact, 3 nice ladies from Ireland who purchased some shirts. Our mission statement as well, telling you what we're all about. And just to know, if people purchase a shirt and they want to send in to the photo gallery, there's a email address where they can send the photos, and we'll be sure to get them on there as well. No problem.
There we go. Well, hey, like I said, you got the women's polo, the men's polo. So why don't we start here? You got the sports tech and the what I'm wearing here. So I noticed here, pull down, and you've got. Well, let's go with the design. You got the different. Well, like I said, you've got plenty of colors here. And so, which design you want me to pull up here for fun to show?
Well, let's go to the hook. I think the hook is a nice design. I think they're all nice, and the other thing is, I want your customer base to know that you'll see with some of the models who are wearing the shirts that the sleeve, the Big Mouth golf sleeve, sometimes that does not match the lettering on the chest. You'll see that we have written something that's not to be worried about. The upper left chest will always match the sleeve to a great degree. So your customers don't have to worry about it. We say something there, but I just want to make sure if people saw that as an oddity.
There we go. All right. There's the hook. Pull it up there.
Yes, sir. The hook. Yeah. We have the hook. We have the slice. Golf is just such an imaginative game. And perhaps if you want to pull up the color, there it is. There's a slice. Yeah. A little bit of pizza. What Italian guy's not going to like that? And I know a lot of Italians who play golf, it's just a fun thing to do, a fun thing to wear. And like I said, it's a conversation starter. And we're not asking to dominate the worm burner. Who hasn't done one of those? Yep. I used to take out, I used to take, I saw Tiger Woods years ago, take that 1-iron out or that 2-iron and hit those. We also have the stinger, hit the little stinger, Yep. I couldn't hit it like Tiger, but in principle, I knew what to do. Yeah. So we have all types of designs for people. And, there's more off-color designs that so we try to cater to everyone who plays golf. Everyone.
Love this. So, so as far as the designs, we talked about this before. So I believe you're the one that comes up with most of the ideas and the creative. So tell us about your process. Things just pop into your head, I'm assuming.
Like I said, for a long time, I had gathered up certain ideas. So we know, like the drive for show, the putt for dough, the typical golf sayings you learn through playing as you're growing up. And then, other things like, for instance, multi-bogey attack. That just came to me one day, and I wrote that down. I said, you know what? It would be interesting if we had like a sonar, and we had a couple blips on there, and like radar with planes and that. And so there's a couple others I won't mention on here. I'll let the folks go on and see them themselves and discover our sense of humor. But we have one call. Well, I shouldn't.
Go for it. Go. I know what you're going to say. Go for it. Because I remember this. I know it's not PC to say it anymore, but we still say it on the golf course. Come on, go for it.
No. There's when you hit a shot pin high, we take care of that. I think people will appreciate that design. And lip out. Everyone's frustrated by a lip out. That's another great design. Like I said, the 19th hole, and I know very few people who golf and don't at least imbibe a little, because it's a frustrating game so you're either frustrated or you're either celebrating, and what better place to do it in the 19th hole. And the thing of it is, Colin, that, I looked around before I came up with some of these designs to see if there was anything out there that catered to this type of nuance, to this type of verbiage. And I didn't see anything. Perhaps in the printed world, there would be. But as far as good quality embroidery, I didn't see a thing. And like I said, we've got the bogey coming out. We've got foot wedge and tight line. I think people in particular, well, maybe the older crowd will, people who watch old films, bogey is going to be a little play on Humphrey Bogart. I think it's going to be something people love. And for those people who do enough golfing, there'll be the double bogey. So you see, there's so many things to do. And every week, if I watch, like I said, I watch golf on TV. And so if I hear of another terminology, I pick it right up. I scribble that down on my notepad for later, like best ball. I thought about having a ball dressed as a groom, ball and chain. There's just so many, I'm trying to go rapid fire here and remember everything, but yeah, we certainly have a lot of different designs, and that's my process. I'm also a songwriter, so I'm used to writing down a lot of things and making notes. So I have a journal put aside for golf. So whenever I think of something or somebody tells me something, I said, you know what, that'd work. As long as you have a sense of humor and you have some self-deprecation about you, and I think golf forces you to be like that. It humbles you. I mean, it's a great game to be out in nature. I never was a guy who liked to ride in a cart. Exercise for me was part of the game. That's what my dad taught me.
Yes.
But you go out there, you learn the humility, you learn not to cheat, and you learn to basically take it like a man or woman. Chasing that little white ball around. It's a game that you can never perfect. You can get good at. You can win, but perfection will always elude you, be it an amateur or a pro.
I agree. Well, being an amateur, I can
too, my friend.
Relate to that. Like as my story from my 78 to my 98 the next week,
right?
On the same course, in the same conditions,
exactly.
My same clubs, and my kind of same swing. I guess maybe the swing wasn't the same that week, but yes, that is the beauty of the game, and to not take it too seriously. Yes, have fun when you're out there. Obviously, you want to do as best as you can, but golf is so much more than a score, and I think that's what you're touching on here.
Yeah,
and the score is just one small element of that, especially on the recreational level.
Right,
like if you're not having fun with your friends, and that social piece. And a lot of the shirts you have, a lot of the sayings, some of them are throwbacks to certain things that we say. Some people may think some of them are not politically correct anymore.
Yeah, and that's fine. And
maybe not for everyone, but that's okay, because I will say when the guys get out on the golf course, grown men, it's kind of like we become these teenagers or adolescents or kids again.
Right.
We kind of devolve into our childhood, for better or for worse. And yes, the things that we will say and the things that we will do on the golf course, we probably wouldn't do in everyday life.
Right. It's a place where you can let some pressure off. And look, I'm like I said, some of the designs are not PC, but that's okay. You can have your 3 or 4 hours out in the course, and you know what? If you don't take the blame Big Mouth Golf. We'll be happy to accept it. We'll be happy to accept being the poster boys who aren't always politically correct. Because we're going to have enough designs out there for the people who are more conservative. Great, but I think everybody should be allowed to express himself creatively within certain bounds. And look, I wouldn't just create these sayings out of nowhere. I've heard them somewhere, so whether it be my father, whether it be older gentlemen when I was younger. And so they came, I'd like to say it's all from the imagination. And some of them are, but some of them are just for, when you get out there and play in the Twilight League, the Bear League with older gentlemen, and you're 16 and 17 and you're saying, what does that mean? Oh, okay. I get it. And you register that in your head, and there you go. Like, our other one, Slave to the Game. I think it's a great design, and I had a few people down south saying, well, I don't know. I said, look, what we meant was, we had him hanging from the golf club just like Pinocchio. It's he's a slave to the game. Absolutely.
So one thing I want to ask you here, as far as your fans, your customers, the people wearing your shirts. So you mentioned the women in Scotland,
Ireland, yes,
in Ireland. Sorry. So what shirts are there wearing? I was trying to pull it up here, but I wasn't able to. So
it's a little hard.
Some of the shirts may not be for them. So what shirts or what designs do you find are gravitating toward, women are gravitating towards, or even with pictures that younger people are gravitating towards?
The ladies like the lip out, and the 19th hole seems to be a particularly big design.
Really?
And yes, I've also had a little luck with the hook, but yeah, basically right now the 19th hole, there've been a few driver shows, and the lip out's been liked. But you know what? The more exposure we have, the more your audience and everybody watches, everybody I know, and that's what we're trying to do: cause a groundswell. And I don't mind a little bit of controversy is good. Any publicity is good publicity. And I'm willing to talk about it to anyone, as you well can see. And I think by now your customer base may have figured out who exactly has the big mouth and belonged on the shirt, because I don't have any problem, as you can tell, talking.
Yeah. And what I love is is I know some entrepreneurs try to be everyone, or sorry, let me do that again. Everything to everyone all at
Right.
once. So
Right.
they don't even know who their customer is. Like,
Right.
and what you're doing here with Big Mouth, yeah, it's not for everyone, but
Correct.
I'm sure you have the people that it is for
Yes.
love it. And
Right.
so that's a great entrepreneurial lesson to share right there is again, don't try to be everything to everyone. Find out who your persona, who your target audience is, who your customer is, that product market fit, as we call it.
Yes.
And it sounds like you're honing in on that every single day.
Yes, we are trying. Yes, and there's, like I said, we're a very creative outfit. And besides those three designs, we'll have even more. We'll have some more serious golf designs, and others that bring color and humor. Golf is a game to laugh at. It's a life lesson in itself. And I always thought, and I'm one person who can certainly laugh at myself, not only in golf, but in many aspects of life. And that's what not that life isn't. It's serious enough a lot of the time, but you have to be able to laugh at yourself, look at you, and not take things too seriously. And I always thought golf was a great teacher of that, of any of the games or sports that I played. Perhaps golf has taught me the most about life in general.
Nice. I cannot agree more on that. Look, golf is this. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it truly is a metaphor for life. And you're
Yes,
probably
sir.
the same as me, Ray. That you get on a golf course, you're spending. You don't know these people quite yet, or if you just met them, and you're going to be with them for 4.5 hours. But usually within 2 golf holes, you can figure out who that person is. You
Yeah.
can figure out their personality,
Yeah.
and if it's someone that you want to hang with,
Yeah.
and or not, for pretty quickly.
Right.
Okay, so hey, I just put this up here. So yes, I encourage people to join our ModGolf community here at Patreon /ModGolf because you can win some awesome golf gear, and that's a segue into our ModGolf giveaway this month, which Ray has so generously offered. So not one, but 2 shirts for 2 lucky winners. But you got to be a member of our ModGolf Patreon. Yeah, you can be a paid monthly subscriber there, but also if you're a free member there, we're going to throw your hat in the ring there and have a chance to win one of Ray's Big Mouth Golf shirts. And I believe you'll also let them choose the color and the design that they want, right?
Yes, the color design. We also have hats. So anything that the folks want, just come in, use the code that Colin will give you for that, and we'll ship it out to you. And we look at. There's a lot of ways to advertise out there, folks. But one of the best ways that I've always felt is word of mouth. Somebody sees, look, 2 shirts. Somebody sees you on a court and says, "Course, where did you get that? What about have a conversation?" The next thing you know, your friends might be buying it, and we can start ourselves perhaps our own little cult, as it were, at Big Mouth Golf. And I'd be very appreciative from my friends, the Great White North, to the people who watch this in the U.S. I'd be very humbled if I see some orders come in, and that would be fantastic. And I hope your winners come in, and we'll ship them out right away. No problem.
There we go. There we go. Well, what we're going to do here also, we've got your website. I know that with Big Mouth Golf, you go through your other business with the print shop. So,
Yes,
of course,
sir.
with the print shop, 1989.com, you go
Yeah.
on there, and that's where you'll find the online store there.
Yeah.
And we are offering, you've been very generous to do this too. We have a promo code for all of our mod golfers out there. So, MOD10, and that's all uppercase MOD10, MOD10, that you'll get 10% off your order and free shipping, as Ray had just mentioned there. And yeah, have a look around. Like I said, fun stuff. You
Yes.
can always have more fun on the golf course and off the golf course. And you're definitely making that happen, Ray. And I thank you for that.
Thank you, Colin.
Good stuff. Well, hey, with that, why don't we finish up there? Once again, we'll be promoting this a little bit afterwards. Also on our ModGolf Patreon, we'll be promoting what you're doing with not only the giveaway, but also with the promo code there. So yeah, once again, I encourage everyone out there to join us on Patreon. And with that, Ray, I'm glad you figured out the technical end of this.
Yes.
Good job on that one.
Yes, thank you.
And again, I want to thank you for joining us on ModGolf Live today, and love the fun that you're bringing back to golf. It's great.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you've done for me, Colin, here today, and I was happy to introduce myself to the audience. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
It's my pleasure, Ray. All right, you have a great day. We'll talk soon.
Bye-bye. Thank
right.
you.
Bye now.